Tonon in the grey and white.
Fight.
And this is just another occasion where Garry Tonon is happily going to face a considerably larger opponent. Gilbert Burns missing weight. Good double leg shot, looking to go to the back. Tonon happily gives up side control there.
Strong start by Burns there.
Yeah, Dorino's a very, very explosive fighter.
Yeah, putting the marker down early in this one. 11-2 in MMA, 6 of those fights in the UFC. 7 of his 11 wins coming by way of sub. Did win the World Championships in 2011, the Nogi Worlds in 2010, all before transitioning fully to mixed martial arts.
Had a lot of success with his armbar in the UFC so far.
And Tonon, obviously very comfortable in this rule set, knows there's no points to be given up here, so happy to be relaxed and not waste energy in trying to counter that guard pass. That was interesting. Tonon looking to roll as though he was going to grab a leg. Burns tried to hop behind and managed to maintain the position.
Yeah, Dorino's passing from his knees, which is obviously going to make it a little bit more difficult for Garry to set up his leg lock game. And now it looks like he's trying to do that.
Same thing he did to Polaris at P3. Really stand up, give him the opportunity for takedown entry and try and hit something off that scramble. As you mentioned, if Dorino sits down on his heels, it's going to make it that bit harder for Tonon to elevate him, get in on a leg. Tonon has always shown very good wrestling as well, though.
And always coming in excellent shape. Able to push the pace for the full 15 minutes against larger opponents.
Yeah, I mean, he and the whole of the crew at the Danaher Death Squad, yeah, they train relentlessly. I mean, you look at the schedule they go through between, you know, training at Henzo's, training at Ocean County Jiu-Jitsu, and you know, it's really quite a schedule, and it shows that they're really, you know, they are professional athletes. Tonon a regular figure here on Polaris. Will go searching, he's in on the leg, and Dorino rips, very unceremoniously rips his leg through. Hashtag Polaris4, let us know what you think of all the action here tonight. Josh Palmer, Tom Barlow, Nick Osipchek bringing you all of the action. Our main event up next after this one, Fernando Terrere taking on Shaolin.
Another powerful driving shot there, but Tonon quickly back to his feet, sweeps the leg.
We've seen, though, Tonon's so good at going limp in some of those positions. He never really takes any damage from these takedowns. I mean, Polaris virtually put him into orbit at P3. And Tonon just seemed to shrug it off, look for the scramble, and wait to attack.
You're right, he stays very relaxed under that pressure, and he kind of goes with the flow, just rolls with the momentum.
It's interesting, though. What's different here is that Garry Tonon is not coming out with as much aggression and pace as he did against Polaris. I think he probably thought against Polaris, if he could, you know, push the pace early, he might tire him. You know, the guy had a lot of muscle mass and isn't necessarily known for being good over the distance. Dorino, though, he has pace, and he can make this last. So I think Tonon's taking a slightly different tactic here as Dorino stack passes to side control again.
It does look like Dorino's using a lot of energy, though. He's doing the big takedowns, you know, he's doing the aggressive guard passing. And later on in the fight, that could, you know, could open up Garry for the attacks as he tires.
That's the thing. I think you can let your opponent tire themselves out by playing a more defensive style sometimes.
Burns looking to secure the hips, sprawl the legs out.
Okay, back in the center.
We're going to reset in the center here.
Gilbert just looking over to his corner for reassurance, wanting him to let him know he's doing the right strategy here.
Tonon really has flourished in this sub-only format. 3 victorious EBI events under his belt. 1 Nogi Worlds, twice as a brown belt. And of course, we've seen him all 3 times on Polaris. And there you can see in the corner of Garry Tonon, Gordon Ryan, and of course John Danaher looking on. No concern on his face whatsoever as Dorino scores another big double leg.
He shot from a long way out there, but he protected his neck well.
Yeah, he really drives through very well on this takedown. Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, we're through the first 5-minute period here, and Tonon again looking to sit up for hopping back take attempt. I was just going to say, we're through the first 5-minute period here, and you've got to say Dorino is the one scoring repeated takedowns, you know, and driving the pace forward. Tonon's initiating some scrambles as well, which is great, but, you know, most of this has been Dorino thus far.
Yeah, Garry's never been in any danger, but as you say, according to the scoring criteria here, Dorino is the one pushing the action and offering them more offense.
Oh, Tonon goes searching for almost a Kataguruma-style single leg entry. You know, it's worth noting both these guys really thrive on fast scrambles. So, you know, maybe they'll cancel each other out, or maybe one of them will get a bite or something, but Tonon searching for the scissor takedown. More hand fighting here. Burns looking to strip that collar grip quickly every time. I mean, he's shown he can score the takedown, and Tonon's in on the leg here. Rolling very quickly. Guillotine attempt. Good double leg in defense.
Great attacks from both guys there.
John Danaher calling for Garry Tonon to snap and drag. Friendly smile between the two competitors here.
Yeah, Dorino just took a look at the clock.
Tonon giving up the transition to the back to go after the leg, and this is very, very deep. Dorino manages to snap out, but Tonon's got to re-grab here if he can. What an entry that was from Garry Tonon.
Great escape by Burns as well, that was tight.
I'm sure Dorino's instincts kicked in and he thought he was straight on the back here, but Tonon had a totally different route as he goes again, searching.
Yeah, he seems to be getting deeper and deeper on these legs now. Every time it's a little bit tighter.
Just slipping out of the leg triangle there.
Burns tactically there, perhaps scooting to the edge of the mat. But I think they're going to restart it in the same position.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Garry Tonon pointing out to the referee, this is the knee position I have. This is where the bend in the leg is. And this is exactly where I want to restart.
Yep, we're there. Let's go.
And they do indeed. And Souza rips his legs free. Tonon presses forward. Souza searching on the heel hook now. Toe hold. Burns has a lot of wins via this in IBJJF competition.
That would be a big shot if he managed to leg lock the leg locker. But Garry stayed calm, freed himself up without any major issues.
I always enjoy the total lack of panic on the face of any of the guys at the Danaher death squad when they get caught in counter leg locks. They just seem to not really be bothered.
Well, they're probably in that position 100 times a day with each other.
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing that has started to set them apart a little bit is their training style is immensely focused. They have a specific goal and a specific game plan for each and every training session. But Dorino is hunting for the back here. Tonon trying to strip the legs off, but he's going to have to watch his neck a little bit.
Yeah, he's committing his right arm to trying to push down on Burns' leg. But he's safe here, trimmed out to the side.
Very nice escape from Garry.
Now this is where it starts to get a little bit more strategic, perhaps. We're through almost the second 5-minute period of this match. Oh, Tonon trying to go searching on the leg again, and he's going to have a bite of it here. Is he going to be able to maintain it? Will he get the tap?
Wow, seemingly out of nowhere, what a quick turnaround.
I mean, he just needed one entry that was deep.
Very nice finish from Garry there.
And he wants to help his opponent up here. I think he knows that that was an incredibly tight submission.
Yeah, Garry was hunting for the legs throughout that whole fight, just like he said in the promo.
Wow, what an example of why Garry Tonon is considered such a superstar in the grappling world today. Here we go. Toe hold attempt by Burns there. Garry staying very calm. And then right at the end of the match, here we go. That was quick, Tom.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Let's go to Nick Brooks to declare the winner.
And your winner by heel hook, Garry the Lion Killer Tonon.
Here with our runner-up, Gilbert Burns. Gilbert, you pushed the pace there. You scored a lot of takedowns. Give us your thoughts on the match.
I hope you guys like it. So I try to give my best every time that I step here. I try to bring the pace. I'm a spectator like you guys too. I like to watch a show. So when I'm here, I'm gonna try to bring a show. I'm gonna try to finish. Even when the submission is hard to find, I always try to be aggressive, push the pace. So I just wanna thank you, every single one of you guys who came here tonight to support the show. All you guys who's watching at home, thank you so much. I appreciate all the support. Thank you, Polaris. I hope to fight again. That's, in my opinion, the #1 professional jiu-jitsu show in the world. So hope to be here again soon.
It'd be a pleasure to have you back. Ladies and gentlemen, Gilbert Dorino Burns. I'm here with our winner at Polaris yet again, Garry Tonon. Garry, he came after you in that one a bit, didn't he?
It was great. You know, fully anticipated. It's very much his style. A lot of blast doubles to takedowns, jumping guard passes. I anticipated all of that a little earlier on. I wasn't mentally ready for it. You know, it's hard at the beginning of the match sometimes. And as the pace picked up and I felt more comfortable on the mat, I was able to get some of my submission wrestling going, a couple of flying triangle attempts and leg attacks and things. So I was glad for that. So it's mostly for this particular fight what we were prepared for.
You seem to be so willing to almost give up certain positions to get your leg entries. Is that just to take your opponent by surprise, or is it that you have such confidence in those entries?
Okay, so it's a few things, and again, thanks to Dorino. It's a few things combined that make me feel so comfortable giving up position. Number one, this is a submission-only event. What's most important is to try to find a way to get to the submission, so I don't spend an overly amount of energy trying to stop my opponent from positionally advancing, unless I feel as though it's going to be a danger to myself. You know, particularly getting to side control, I know, you know, certain people might be dangerous from there, others are not. It depends on what kind of attacks they have. I knew he would be dangerous on my back, you know, so you see me violently defending that particular, you know, position. It's not like I'm just like chilling and, you know, when he's on my back. So that plays a lot into our style. We're trying to submit the guy, and I'm going to spend my energy doing that more than anything else.
It's been a busy year for you. What's next on the calendar?
Just real quick before we get to anything else, I made a little fuss about him making weight and everything, but I will say this to his credit. There's a lot of guys out there that aren't even willing to fight me or want insane amounts of money in order to do so. So kudos to him for even taking the fight. Please, thank you. So moving forward, I'm just going to keep trying to knock people off the pedestal. You know, I just got to keep moving on in this progression, attacking more dangerous opponents. When they asked me what my opponent was going to be for this, I said first and foremost Davi Ramos, because he's the ADCC champion, the #1. Then it was Lucas Lepri, and neither one of them wanted the match. So then moved down to Dorino's #3 in my weight class. So, you know, I made sure that I challenged him, and then we'll move forward from there. I'll get after those guys. I'll get after the guys that are in the heavier weight class, the lower weight class, whatever we need to do to solidify ourselves as, you know, the best submission grapplers on the planet.
We were happy we could have you back once again. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Garry Tonon.